It's a difficult game. Yeah, it's probably the most difficult game we could have got. But again, it's a good opportunity for us to rotate the squad. I think TNS did the same against Prestatyn in the week. But it's a cup game, so anything can happen after 90 minutes or 120 minutes, as they say. So we'll go into it and treat it as a cup tie, and hopefully the lads will know they'll have to be at their best. And if we are to cause an upset, then I can't rely on 3 or 4 playing at their best. I need 9, 10, 11 players. So there'll be a lot of chat going into that in terms of standards and the benchmark. We've set the benchmark this season against Barry Town here at home, and we've not seen it yet again as of yet. So yeah, a lot of work to do, a lot of graft to be done, and it's a really tough test, but one we're looking forward to because it is a quarter final. Yeah, they've reacted. I shouldn't say well, because we've lost 2 in the bounce, but they've reacted in the way that I would have reacted if I was a Llandudno player, if that makes sense. This club, means a lot to me, and I keep stressing it to the players, and they have to match that feeling, they have to match that passion and desire. And when we don't do well, it takes me days to get over it. I can't even watch the Scorio highlights back. It takes me until Tuesday to kind of have a look at the highlights and have a look at Instats to see where we went wrong and what we've done. And I do feel we've got a squad that matches that feeling. Tonight, for example, they're holding a players' meeting amongst themselves because they feel like we as a management team can't do anymore. We feel at times that us as a manager, myself and Matty, we drip feed them with all the preparation and the planning and the information, and some of them are not taking it on board and trying to play the way that we set them out to play. So it's encouraging that they've took it amongst themselves to roll up their sleeves, because I can't keep banging on about standards and hard work and graft and all this, and they've took it amongst themselves to hold the players meeting tonight. So yeah, that's encouraging, but again, whatever we do off the pitch won't win you games. They've got to go on the pitch, roll their sleeves up and win games, and hopefully we can turn the corner pretty quickly and change our fortunes. Because players do look for excuses, and we're not in this industry to look for excuses. I'm not, especially, and I've looked at myself quite heavily since the season began. But I'm still quite comfortable with the squad I've got, and that we can turn things around. Yeah, we've brought them in for extra training, because let's not beat about the bush. TNS is the most difficult game of the season. We'll be chasing shadows at times during the game, and if we are to get something out of it, we're going to have to work hard. So we're bringing them in for extra training, bringing them in to work hard, and game plans and whatever goes out the window against TNS, because if you're not ready to match your game plan with hard work, then you're in serious trouble. So yeah, there's extra sessions, extra work planned. We'll speak heavily about the team and how we're going to go about the game, but it's a challenge we should embrace. Going away I'd rather go to TNS away than go lower league and to other places. It's home with the champions, and they've been champions for so long for a reason, and these players should want to test themselves against the best, and hopefully I'll be going there to embrace it, and hopefully they will also. We need more leaders. We've got the likes of Sean Pearson, Kai Edwards, Mike Pearson, Mark Connolly, Steve Thomas, all been captains in their careers. But I've named probably 5 or 6 there, and I'm some of them are not taking the opportunity that's been given to them. Even myself and even Midge said after the game on Saturday that we would give everything to have their shirts to play in the Welsh Premier League for Llandudno Football Club on a weekly basis. And we've given players an opportunity to test themselves at the best level, at the highest level, and we feel like 1 or 2, 3 or 4 aren't taking the opportunity. They're taking it for granted, and it's up to me as manager to get that out of them, to drive the standards, and again, we can't keep relying on 5 players to do that. So yeah, it's, again, I go back to, it's encouraging that they're holding a players meeting. They the feedback we're getting is there's nothing we can do in terms of training to keep the morale. The morale is good. The group chats, the social events we hold, they all serve a purpose. We all get on. There's no egos, but there's only so long you can go into a patch where you're losing games where the morale stays high. And in order for us to keep the morale at where it's at, we've got to win games. Winning games changes everything. But I can't keep stressing enough that I've got a good, honest group of players that care the same as I do. And the sooner we change our fortunes, the better. Fons is a good character. Fons is a good player, but we've got to keep at Fons because he's quite continental. He's just raw and different. And in order to get the best out of him, we've got to be at him for 90 minutes. We've got to be at him for an hour and 3/4 every training session. We've got our standards, and he has to keep to that standards, and we know he can get to those standards, which he showed against Bala with his goal. He gave us a different dimension. He looked hungry, so we need to make sure that we keep Fons at that level. But no doubt that goal against Bala will give him something to give him confidence, give him something to kick on with. But collectively, we have to raise our game, and Fons has to keep at that level, and we as a team and as a management team have to keep at that level as well.